Shalom, shalom. Call Halayim La, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakak Wadash. Call Halah is how you say all praises in ancient Hebrew. And Yahweh, that's the true name of the Heavenly Father, who you people ignorantly call God. His real name is Yahweh. Okay, and Bahashem is how you say in the name in ancient Hebrew. And Yahweh, that's the true name of the Heavenly Salaki. It's the true name of the Messiah, the only begotten Son, who you people ignorantly call Jesus Christ. His real name is Yahweh Shai. And Rakak Wadash is how you say Holy Spirit in the ancient tongue. All right. And also I'm going to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Those are the true leaders of Israel. And I'm going to say shalom to the hopeful elect, the 144,000. The men that's out there on the highways and byways, making their body a living sacrifice week in and week out. And also, I'm going to say shalom to the 1/3 of Israel. You know, the men, women, and children who are also making it to this kingdom. You know, that's part of the elect. And today, I'm going to title this lesson, We Are Still Slaves. All right? The Israelites, you so-called blacks, Hispanic, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians, we are still slaves to this day. All right. So I'm gonna play this short video, and Lord willing, this video will be edifying.
Feel it, bro. You can't feel the power. You can't
Deontay.
feel this energy. Oh
Deontay.
goodness.
Radio Raheem.
Oh my
Listen,
goodness.
man, you said that your people have been fighting for 400
Come
years.
on, man. Your peoples too.
So I just want you to explain
Your
what you
peoples
mean
too.
by that.
You know what I'm talking about. Y'all all know what I'm talking about, man. Don't sit up here and try to bait and not know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what the fuck I talk about when I say these things. Your people too.
Explain it.
I ain't gotta
Everybody knows
explain
what
what's
you're talking
understood. Radio Raheem, I don't have to explain what's understood, man. You know what I mean by that. You know what I said by that. I ain't gotta go further. And if anybody don't understand that, then God be with them. Go look up the history. Go look up the history. Shit, don't everybody believe in Google? Go Google that shit. See what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about, man. You know what. I dare you to sit up there and say, explain. You know what I'm talking about, man. It's fighting people. You know we've been fighting 400 and still fighting to this day. To this day. To this day. You just sit here and you don't know what I'm talking about? Man, I'm out of here, bro. Let's go. Let's go, man.
All right, so that was the end of this video, and I played that short clip because, that's the spirit, that all of Israel should be in. We should be mad that we still in captivity. We should be angry that we still in captivity. All right, but our people are asleep. They're drinking the wine of America. You got people. You got Israelites. That's think they American. They calling themselves African Americans. Latino Americans, Native Indians. All these things are bywords. And we not from America. All right, we from Israel. All right, this is not our land. All right, so let me get Isaiah chapter 1 and verse 3. All right, the ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib, but Israel does not know. My people does not consider. All right, so an ox and an ass, they not the smartest animals, all right. But at least an ox and an ass know his master's crib. They know who they belong to. They know who their owner is. All right. That's just like if I let my dog outside, she know not to run away. And after a little bit, she cries to come back inside the house. All right. But our people, the Lord is insulting Israel. You so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. All right, because y'all don't consider, that you belong to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. All right, y'all under these other philosophies. Y'all serving these false idols like Buddha, Allah, Jesus Christ. you know, all these false idols. All right, but y'all don't consider that y'all Israelites. You know, our people on the highways and byways. You know, they on the YouTube. You know, giving the Israel, you know, that spiritual food. You know, trying to tell our people, you know, that you're Israelites. You know, that you God chosen people. You know, but our people don't consider. All right, and they're gonna have to get judged for that. You know, by the way of the famine, by the way of pestilence. You know, by the way of these martial law troops. You know, and if you escape all that, then you're gonna get burnt up by the missiles. All right. All right. It's Ecclesiastes chapter 7 and verse 7. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart. All right. You know, so that boxer, you know, Deontay Wilder, you know, I'm not saying he's elect. I'm not saying he's a 1/3. You know, he could be set up by Esau. But, you know, that's the kind of spirit our people should be in. You know, not carnally. You know, we shouldn't be going to our job saying, you know, you Edomites going to slavery. You know, that's not being wise. All right. That's not being wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove. All right. But we got to be like that spiritually. All right. We got to be able to know, you know, that we still in captivity. You know, that the so-called white man is our biggest enemy. That these other nations, you know, they are enemies too. The so-called African, these so-called Arabs, these Chinese people, you know, they are enemies too. All right. So, and you know, getting up, waking up to a fucking alarm clock, you know, going to working, you know, some brothers work 7 days a week. 5 days a week. You know, this not living. All right, but our people, you know, they get caught up in Babylon. You know, they want to live, you know, that American dream with the white picket fence, with the husband and, you know, being a husband, you know, having that wife, having that dream car. You know, this is not our rest. All right? And the Lord going to destroy this place. So why put your savings into this place? You know, some people, you know, these people, you know, putting all their stocks into their 401k. All right. And, you know, when we work, you know, we supposed to get paid, you know, we supposed to get paid for our labor that same day before sundown. You know, some people get paid once a week. Some people get paid every 2 weeks. You know, I know somebody that get paid every month. All right, and we live, you know, majority of the Israelites, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you know, we live in impoverished areas. We live in the ghettos. You know, we live in houses that, you know, none of these other heathens will even dare live in. All right, so we get impressed from all angles. All right, but, you know, the best slave is, you know, a slave that don't know he a slave. All right, but a slave that know he's a slave, you know, they consider that man or woman to be a threat. All right. All right, this is Baruch chapter 3 and verse 8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity. Let me read that part again. Baruch chapter 3 verse 8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity. So we still in captivity till this day. All right. Where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse. All right. You know, so some of the Israelites, you know, they got, you know, most of the Israelites, you know, they got scattered here in America, which is known as Babylon in the scriptures. You know, we got some Israelites, you know, that's still in Africa. We got some Israelites that got scattered to China, Italy. You know, it's Israelites scattered and abroad, scattered amongst all these nations. All right, you got some Israelites that's in Scotland. All right, you got Israelites that's in Haiti, Jamaica. All right. All right, and it says, for thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse, All right. So, we get called black, we get called Native Americans, we get called Hispanics, niggas, coons. All right. And a curse. We live in. It don't matter where you go. The blacks, Hispanic, and Native Americans. They living in the worst. Conditions. They living in the worst city. They living in the worst areas. All right, and you got these so-called heathens. They living, in the lavish. They living in lavish houses, lavish neighborhoods. Gated communities. They got security guards. They got video camera inside their neighborhood before you even get in their neighborhood. All right, and to be subject to payments. Because we subject to payment. Before we even get our paychecks, the fucking government taking our money out of our check, and we subject to payments. You work 40, 50 hours a week, and you lucky if you got $100 or $200 left after your paycheck. Some people, they got to get, we live paycheck to paycheck. So, when the rent comes up, you lucky if you got $25 to your name. All right? So we subject to payments. Car payments. We got to pay rent. We got to pay utility bills. You got to pay for car insurance, phone bill. We subject to all these payments according to all the iniquities of our father, which departed from the Lord our power. All right? And we in this position because our iniquities. Iniquities mean sins. All right, because we didn't want to serve Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. We wanted to follow these false idols like we still doing today. So that's why we under these curses. That's why we subject to these payments. That's why we call these bywords and proverbs. All right. All right, this is Romans chapter 13 and verse 11. And that, knowing the time, that now it is high time to wake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believe. All right, so, I'm going to read that again. Romans 13 and 11. And that, knowing the time, that now it is high time to wake out of sleep. It ain't talking about literal sleep. All right, the majority of the Israelites, they sleep, spiritually. They not, they don't notice that, that we still slaves. They can't see, the times that we living in. All right, any day, martial law can pop off, Jacob trouble can pop off. All right, and it says, for now is our salvation nearer than we believe, right? Because Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, he's on his way back to the earth. And, we know that the time is coming close by the prophecies. They pushing out this RFID chip. It'd be the scripture say it'd be rumors of wars. We got you just sent Donald Trump to send 1,000 troops over to the Middle East. Every time you turn on the news, you hear rumors of wars. All right? Because over there in the Middle East, World War III is brewing. All right? You got all these countries, that's getting ready for this upcoming war. All right? But majority of our people, they don't consider, they don't believe, what these scriptures say, or they don't believe what they, by the prophets that they hear on these highways and byways. All right, our salvation is nearer than we believe. All right, you can tell just by the rumors of wars. You got pestilence that's going on. The Ebola virus. You got earthquakes. It was just an earthquake today. All right, you got earthquakes, on the rise. All right, so all these things, we can tell that, our salvation is near. All right. All right, this is Deuteronomy chapter 30 and verse 19. I call heaven and earth to record this day against you, that I have set before you life and death, blessing and cursing. Therefore choose life, that both thou and thy seed may live. All right. So there's a way. There's a way to salvation. There's a way for you and your children to be delivered. You starting by fearing the Lord, keeping His commandments to the best of your abilities. All right. Because following out these laws, statutes, commandments, that's life. And death is, because the wages of sin is death. All right. So you're not following these laws, statutes, commandments. You playing Russian roulette with your life every day. The Lord can take you out at any moment, any time. All right. So, the Lord gave us a blueprint, which is this Bible. You trying to follow out the laws, statutes, commandments to the best of your ability. You stop eating pork. All right. You stop smoking weed. You stop smoking cigarettes. All right. You stop committing adultery. All right. You stop shaving your head bald. Stop getting lineups. Start growing your beard out. All right. All right. I'm going to get one more scripture and then I'm going to close it out. All right. This is Ezekiel chapter 9 and verse 4. And the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem. All right. So Jerusalem, that's a people before a place. All right. And set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and cry. All right. So that mark, that's talking about a spiritual mark. All right. You're not talking about a literal mark where you're going to see an X on somebody's forehead. That's a spiritual mark. All right. For the men that sigh and cry, for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. All right. So, who's sighing and crying? Who's waiting to be delivered? That's the elect. All right. Because the 2/3 of our people, they can give a damn about the Lord. They happy in their captivity. They valley of dry bones. They get up and go to work Monday through Friday, and then Friday night to Sunday night, it's turn up. And then they do the whole thing over again. 2/3 of our people, gotta go. All right, because that's saying one bad apple will spoil the whole bunch, and that's them 2/3. All right, these 2/3, they don't want to give up, smoking weed. They don't want to give up, getting lineups. They don't want to get rid of their dreadlocks. They don't want to give up, hitting another man's wife. All right. So the men that sighing and crying is the elect. All right. Because, we have the spiritual eyes to see what's going on. We got spiritual eyes to know, that our salvation, is right around the corner. It's nearer than we believe. All right. So that was it on this video. And Lord willing, this video was edifying, to the elect. I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory that's due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Those are the true leaders of Israel. And I'm going to say shalom to the hopeful elect, along with the 1/3 men, women, and children, that's part of the elect. That'll be delivered. All right, I'm going to say shalom to the next lesson.